didn't get a chance to read it, but let me just pull it up. Maybe Bill and Cobb know about it. Okay, so please, any thoughts on the new IMF Bretton Woods moment? How will this affect Bitcoin? Now, I think I did see, I think Rahul Pal on Twitter mentioned something about central banks issuing their own digital currencies. Have you guys heard of this, Bill or Cobb?
Nope.
Yes, as I understand it, there was sort of like a G20 statement saying that they were all interested in, central bank digital currencies. I think they even gave it a little an acronym. Okay. It had no impact on the market. Okay. But it reflected central bankers' willingness to, like we talked about earlier in the show, get in and basically take control of the stablecoin game. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, I'm pulling up the tweets here from Rahul. Looks like he went on a Twitter rant talking about something like that. Okay, wow, look at this. IMF poll on Twitter. In 5 years, how will you be sending money to a family member abroad? Almost 73% said with a digital currency. Wow.
Who else said cash in an envelope? I mean, grandma's not on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, unfortunately, I don't know too much about it, but if it's in regards to, let me go back to the question here.
I have something here.
Oh, you have it? Okay. Let's have you share.
Okay. So, this is a news article where, the blue says complete regulatory frameworks that would formalize the use of a central bank of digital currencies, right? So this is them telling you that they don't want digital representations of fiat currencies to be determined on the wild, wild west of Uniswap, right? And, part of me, it's like, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I don't blame them, right? The primary job of government is to protect the people, right? Now, in crypto, we have a much more free-thinking way of approaching finance, right? But governments want to have control of certain things for reasons like protecting people from scams,
terrorism,
interest rates, except right,
money laundering, compliance.
Right. So, I'm for the libertarian aspects of crypto, but I actually think if governments create something that makes it easier for people to onboard to crypto, the easier it will be for the legacy investors to rationalize coming over to crypto.
Yeah, well said, well said. Unfortunately, I also could not find that tweet, but to kind of just recap what I read, I think what Rahul Pal was also saying is that when all central banks and governments transition to digital currencies, this will reset the entire global financial system in the same manner that Bretton Woods did back in the 70s. And I think that is the case. And Bitcoin and crypto in general, but mainly Bitcoin, is positioned to really, at least hopefully become the world's new reserve currency. But we know that will not be an easy fight because lots of regulators don't want to see Bitcoin win. But that poses a good question. Do you think Bitcoin can become the world's reserve currency? Tell us what you think down in the comments below.
And just
okay, go ahead.
Ian, while you're there, mate, I mean, any Australian viewer or tune-in-er, anyone in Australia who watched a pretty damning report last night about money laundering? So we hear about how bad cryptocurrency is for it and la, 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 la. Well, our best friend, the man, Peter Schiff, he is in all sorts of trouble right now. 3 newspapers got together with 60 Minutes here in Australia to uncover basically a horrible, horrible system of money laundering and all sorts of nefarious sort of things. And you can see here, it's all over the news here in
Oh,
Australia.
wow.
This guy's getting absolutely smashed. So spread the good word.
Mhm.
And let's let people know about Peter Schiff, his bank in, what's it called? The place that, where Brock went for a while.
Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. There we go.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's being a very naughty boy, and in classic Peter Schiff fashion. Have you interviewed him?
No, I haven't.
I
But
have. He's really good at listening to himself.
yeah.
So it's really nice to do the blowback on him. And yeah, money laundering is still done through the US currency more than anything else. So it's pretty hard to take it seriously when people say, "Oh, cryptocurrency and all that sort of stuff for the money
Wait,
laundering."
so what happened
quite
in Australia? Money laundering through his broker, his gold broker company?
It's his bank. So I didn't know he had a bank. He is in big trouble. He's got 100 or so Australian clients and a bunch of others. Remember the Panama Papers a couple of years back, or
Yeah.
might have been 5 years, 2015? Feels like a long time ago now. So this is sort of Panama Papers Mark II. Obviously, governments around the world are becoming much more closely interested in tax evasion or avoidance. And this was a joint operation between the US, the UK, Australia, New Zealand. Basically the biggest money laundering and tax evasion cooperation through multiple governments. And Peter's right there in the crosshairs. So he'll be sweating bricks at the moment, as we say here in Australia, because this isn't just some, report. This is an actual investigation on his Euro-Pacific bank, and he's in big trouble by the look of it. And he thought it was going to be another one of these stroke the ego type, "you're an amazing man" type conversations. And as soon as they brought up the bank, it went pear-shaped pretty quick, and he just got up and left. So actions speak louder than his big mouth words. So very interesting time to keep an eye on Peter Schiff. He might be silenced from Twitter soon. Would it happen? Would it happen? Interesting times, huh?
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. So to our audience, tell us what you think down in the comments below.